KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. It is Good Friday, March 29th.
Thanks for joining us. A little cold to start this morning again, but you know what? Not as cold as yesterday morning.
I think that's true, and lovely graphic here on the cube for us this morning. Mike Goes Rage, how are we looking going into the holiday weekend?
Well, like you were talking about, Steph, it's cool, seasonally cool out there. Did you kind of sense a little more humidity? Just a hint, yeah, and that's going to be the trend going into the weekend. Is the humidity definitely going up? We're at 59 degrees. Big difference compared to yesterday's low, which was down to 45, and that bottom number has come up as well. 56 is now the dew point. That was down in the low 40s, 30s yesterday. We have 90% humidity, so relative humidity is high. A little bit of breeze out there. 80 for a high temperature today. And as far as the aquifer is concerned, yesterday's reading did drop down 0.3 of a foot, and the allergens, yeah, if oak is something that gets you, then yesterday was the highest reading that we've had so far this season, 72.20. Light amounts of everything else out there, but we're definitely getting into the heart of the season. With all this extra humidity getting pumped on in, we don't have a lot of fog. Just be on the lookout. Go up north of New Braunfels, up there around San Marcos. You might run into some. There's a hint of reduced visibility around Castroville. But again, with these temperatures in the 50s and the moisture continuing to come on in, and these dew points are running almost neck and neck, that's why we are going to be seeing a little bit of fog, although in some places there is a decent breeze, so that helps to prevent a lot of that fog from forming. But just, all of a sudden, if the wind slackens off, you might see some in low-lying areas. So just keep that in mind. Partly cloudy. Also, it's going to be breezy today. And again, just enough humidity that you kind of notice it throughout the day. But then as we go into the weekend, it is going to start to increase the humidity. Will some morning fog, more clouds, sort of a 50-50 sun and clouds tomorrow. Warm and, again, more humid, and that's especially going to be the situation on Easter Sunday. We'll be in the mid-80s, plenty of humidity, and a fair amount of clouds out here. Monday, a lot of clouds and maybe a couple of showers late. Then that cold front moves through here. Midweek next week, fantastic to start off the month of April. We will talk more about that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority. A lot of folks have the day off today. RJ Marquez. The roads are kind of...
Yeah, things looking pretty good, Mike, so far. So yes, happy Good Friday to everyone out there. And to confirm, that oak was definitely getting at me a little bit yesterday, running some errands. But we move on to today. Check out TransGuide cameras here. Loop 410 at State Highway 151. Things looking pretty good, both directions there. See if we get one more camera real quick. And oh, there you go. That's one of our favorite shots there. 37 at the Alamo Dome. Traffic moving pretty smooth there. So no major incidents or delays overnight. That's good news. But there is continuing construction taking place on the far east side right now. So yes, this has been kind of going on for the past 24 hours or so. They were working on the pavement there on the eastbound lanes of I-10, and what they're doing now is they're letting that asphalt basically settle. So right now the main lanes of eastbound I-10 are going to be blocked basically from Zool Road all the way down to FM 1518. So again, a lot of people maybe going to head out of town, maybe head out to the Houston area for the weekend. Just keep this in mind, but we will give you more updates as we get them from TxDOT. Taking you now to the west side of town, where we go to the SeaWorld area, and we are seeing some ongoing construction here. 151 at the West Military area. There's been a lot of construction along 151 up by Westover Hills, but that should wrap up by later today. So that's something that we will continue to monitor as well as we give you one more quick look at TransGuide. Traffic moving pretty smooth throughout most parts of the city. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
This morning, San Antonio police say a man was found dead and a woman was rushed to the hospital after an attempted murder-suicide shooting last night. Officers said they responded to a shooting call around 7:30 at a home in the 4900 block of Champlain Drive near Nacogdoches Road. When police arrived, officers found the 53-year-old man dead of a gunshot wound and a 51-year-old woman seriously injured in the shooting. Authorities said the woman was taken from the home on a stretcher and rushed to a nearby hospital in critical condition. Police say one adult and one juvenile were able to escape the home unharmed. The two then ran to a neighbor's home and told them to call 911.
10 minutes that felt like an eternity. That's how staff at a Southtown daycare described the moment they and dozens of young students sat in lockdown as a woman was trying to break in on Wednesday. Now, staff at Green Acres Child Care say just before nap time, a woman tried breaking into the daycare building. In the process, she shattered several windows, and 25 students ranging from the 16 months old to 5 years old and 5 employees retreated into a restroom and locked the door as they waited for police to get there.
We thought she was inside, and in that moment, that's when all of us were like, if she comes in, all the teachers are by the door. All the kids were we were covering the door. If anything was gonna happen, it was gonna go through us first.
So that person that was trying to come in never made it inside, and no one was injured. Police arrested the suspect for criminal mischief and for an active warrant for possession of a controlled substance. They believe she was having a mental health issue at the time and that she thought her kids were in the daycare being held captive.
A warning before this next story. The details are truly disturbing. We know more about that deadly bus crash up in Bastrop that killed a little boy and a man. We have dash cam video that shows the concrete truck slamming into that school bus head on right there. A DPS trooper says the driver of that concrete truck admitted to doing cocaine the morning of the crash and smoking marijuana the night before, then getting only 3 hours sleep. 5-year-old Ulysses Rodriguez Montoya was one of the 2 people killed. What the video does not show us is a car that hit the back of the bus. The driver of that vehicle, 33-year-old Ryan Wallace, was killed. 53 people were hurt in all. The bus did not have seatbelts.
Happening today, a huge crowd is expected downtown this morning to watch the annual Passion of the Christ. The Passion play begins at 10 o'clock. Now this year, the procession begins at Travis Park. The play portrays Jesus as he is condemned to death and carries the cross, including the Stations of the Cross. Parishioners from San Fernando Cathedral will reenact this Passion. It will end with a portrayal of the crucifixion of Jesus on the steps of San Fernando Cathedral. KSAT will live stream the entire Passion play on our website, ksat.com.
This morning, the race to open or reopen the Port of Baltimore continues.
Yesterday, the Biden administration quickly approved a $60 million request from the state of Maryland to help pay for the emergency work being done. As ABC's Perry Russom reports, Department of Homeland Security says it is estimated the collapse of Key Bridge could cost as much as $4 billion.
This morning, cranes are in place at Key Bridge, ready to clear debris and reopen the Port of Baltimore.
We need to clear the channel and open vessel traffic to the port because the health of the Maryland economy and the national economy depends on it.
The Biden administration approving an initial request of $60 million from the state of Maryland for mobilization, operations, and debris recovery efforts. That request approved within hours after it was made. The Coast Guard outlining the plan to reopen the port.
Step 1 of that is we're going to clear the debris from the channel. Step 2 is we're going to remove the vessel. And step 3 is remove the rest of the bridge debris from the waterway.
New video from onboard Dolly shows investigators gathering information from the ship's voyage data recorder, crucial evidence in figuring out what happened. That data recorder showing preliminary information consistent with a power outage. 4 construction workers are still missing, presumed dead, including Minor Suazo Sandoval, whose journey to America started on this dirt road in Honduras. His mother, overcome with grief. Minor's brother Martin says they are still waiting with faith and hope they will find his brother's body.
Let us join together in a moment of silence.
Yesterday at opening day for the Baltimore Orioles, a moment of silence for the 6 construction workers killed. Later in the game, 3 Maryland Transportation Authority police officers recognized for quickly shutting down the bridge, saving lives. The governor is stressing they also need to focus on recovering the bodies of the missing construction workers so they can be reunited with their families. Perry Russom, ABC News, Baltimore.
The Texas Rangers 2023 World Series champion banner now hangs from the rafters at Globe Life Field. What makes it even sweeter is the first in franchise history. Texas hosting the Chicago Cubs opening day yesterday, hoping to become the first team since the Yankees to go back-to-back. So here's the final from the back-and-forth game that didn't finish until late last night. Rangers win in 10 innings, 5-4. Rangers' Travis Jankowski homered in the bottom of the ninth to force extra innings. And Jonah Heim's RBI single brought in the game-winning run. So the Rangers are 1-0. Bench coach turned manager Joe Espada and the Houston Astros hosting Juan Soto and the New York Yankees on opening day. Astros started the game off strong with 3 2-out RBIs in the bottom of the first and a solo bomb by Jake Myers to start the second. However, the Yankees would score 5 unanswered. The bottom of the ninth, Kyle Tucker singles to right. Mauricio Dobon tried to tie the game, but Soto throws him out at home. And the Yankees win the first game of the 4-game series 5-4. Pitching wasn't too bad for Houston, but they allowed 9 walks and 8 hits. The two rematch tonight at 7:10 over at Minute Maid Park.
Well, we'll see that again.
Yeah.
Time now 5:10 and 59 degrees for now.
Just ahead, why Apple is planning to launch new iPad Pro and iPad Air models.
And let's look out there with live cam. Still cold, but if you missed that humidity, there's a hint of it in the air this morning, and we're going to probably see more of it over the weekend. We'll be checking in with Mike very soon.
Welcome back. 5:13. Apple is reportedly launching its long-awaited new iPad models this May. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple is reportedly rolling out updated iPads for the first time in nearly 2 years. A launch in May is rumored to include new iPad Pro models featuring the M3 chip and OLED displays. It's also expected to debut a larger iPad Air with a 12.9-inch screen. Amazon One is launching a new service that uses palm recognition. Users can take photos of their palms with their phones and then link them to their accounts. That allows them to scan their palms for payment at Amazon and Whole Foods stores, along with more than 150 third-party locations. Finally, YouTube is testing a new jump ahead feature. It's similar to skipping ahead 10 seconds, but in jump ahead, it analyzes watch data to automatically pick points of interest in a video. Currently, it's only available for testing by some premium account users. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rhiannon Alley. Have a great day.
5:14, 59 degrees.
We got there with TransGuide this Friday morning. Things were pretty quiet when I left, but looking at 410, 151, a few people out there getting ready to start their early weekend for some of those people. 151 at 410 looking pretty good there at that angle as well. And here is RJ Marcus's favorite shot on the TransGuide cameras. We're going to be checking in with him very soon.
Y'all, Wayfair makes it so easy to create a home you'll love. It's the talk of the neighborhood. Kelly, I just Wayfared. That's Wayfair, saving time, saving money. You Wayfared your whole bathroom? Even the vanity. When I Wayfair, I Wayfair. You know? Oh, I know. This is nice. Another Wayfair day.
You know it. New couch in just 2 days.
Wayfair word is out. Wayfair, you've got just what I need. I've always wanted to do that.
Mike had a heart attack a year ago, but he's still living in the red with a very high risk of another attack. With his risk factors, his recommended LDL-C level should be below 55. Find out if you're living in the red. Learn how to get a free LDL-C test.
Looking for a smarter way to mop? Try the Swiffer Power Mop. An all-in-one cleaning tool with a 360-degree swivel head that goes places a regular mop just can't.
The cleaning pad is thrown out.
Mop smarter with the Swiffer Power Mop.
P&G.
We're back at 5:18 on your Friday morning.
That's right. Normally, like when I go out into the roadways on a Friday morning, I see a lot more, we have a lot more company on the roadways.
Yeah, definitely, especially obviously with the holiday coming up here. Maybe some people taking the day off today, so if you were doing that, that's great for you. We are here, and we're going to get you through your Friday morning as we take a quick look here at our TransGuide traffic cameras. 35 at 37 in the downtown area. Traffic moving pretty good there. Same situation here, I-10 at the Y, as we take a look at our citywide map here real quick. And again, just want to remind people that I-10 eastbound over there at Santa Clara right now is closed because of the pavement work that they've been doing there, but hopefully that gets cleared out by later on this morning. I do want to also mention 35 on the northeast side. There's been a lot of construction in that area, but what we're being told is that there will not be a lot of that construction that we see over the weekend as those crews also kind of take a little break here for the holiday weekend coming up here. All right, let's take you down to the downtown area because it will get very crowded there. We'll get very busy because of the Passion Play that's taking place later today. Just want to remind people that this year it is a different route. It's a new route that's going to be going from Travis Park. So we're going to be going down Jefferson over to East Houston and down Main Avenue and then over to San Fernando Cathedral there at East Commerce Street. So that's going to be a new route from Travis Park over to San Fernando from basically starting around 8 a.m. is when I'm seeing that we could start seeing barriers being put up in this area, lasting to about 2 o'clock till they clear things out there in the downtown area at San Fernando Cathedral out there as people go out for the Passion Play. All right, but everything else looking pretty good for the most part right now across the city, so that's good news. But Mike, how are things looking outside this morning?
Actually pretty nice, seasonably cool out there, maybe a little bit above that, and just you kind of notice the humidity. It's up a little bit as far just compared to the past couple of days. Now, as we go on into the rest of Easter weekend tomorrow, yeah, the humidity is definitely going to start to work its way back in here, and for Easter Sunday, even a little bit of fog in the morning, and pretty much just, I don't think there's any way to kind of get around it. It's pretty much going to be on the hot, humid side, mid-80s, and all that humidity around here. Today is going to be fantastic. I did have a very pretty picture, but their Wi-Fi kind of betrayed me, if you will. We've got a nice view, and you can still, make out the buildings very crisp and clear, but not quite as much as yesterday. With the extra humidity, we are looking at, and we've got to be on the lookout for a little bit of fog. Notice how visibility has dropped slightly in Castroville, and then up there right around San Marcos, we're starting to see some fog developing heading up toward Austin. So watch that. And as compared to just yesterday, dew point temperatures are up 10 or a little bit better than that, 10 degrees, and that's pretty much across the board, and not as much out there to the in western counties, but with that extra humidity continuing to get pumped on in here, that's why we may see a little bit of fog and sort of just going to call it a mixture of sunshine and clouds. A little more sunshine this morning, and then clouds will, few more here and there. We're going to make it up to 73 degrees today at noon, and like yesterday, we are going to top off at 80. Normal high, upper 70s, so right about where it should be today. Now, as far as the humidity, like I said, it is going to definitely start to go up, not only today, which enough out there, it's not going to be oppressively humid, but then tomorrow you notice it, and especially on Sunday, especially on Monday. Then look what happens Monday into Tuesday. We got a front moving on through here, and that's going to just wipe all the humidity out of here for the middle portion of the week and actually pull in a little bit cooler air. And as that front moves through, now, some computer models, long-range models, hardly have anything as far as rain. This one would be a little bit more generous as the front moves through late Monday night in the wee hours of Tuesday. But like I said, there's another one that hardly has anything out there. So that's almost kind of a wait-and-see situation. Whatever the case is, it does not look like it's going to be any sort of a huge rain event Monday late. But today, very nice day for Good Friday services, for the Passion Play. 80, it is going to be breezy, however. 82 tomorrow, 84 on Easter, and we will have a fair amount of humidity out there. Same thing going on into Monday, kind of hot and humid. That front's going to move through, and again, that clears us out, and the middle portion of next week absolutely looks fantastic with that drier air and some somewhat cooler temperatures. So overall, a nice weekend. Just leaning toward the humid side.
Okay, we'll be prepared for that.
Yeah.
But you said warm and breezy today, like a blow dryer, I guess.
I don't think it's going to be that like summertime, 100 degrees with the heat. But yeah, just a little bit of humidity out there and a breeze, 15, 20 miles per hour, a little bit gusty.
Gotcha. Thank you, Mike.
Time check, 5:23 on your Friday.
Well, did you ever think you would see a movie about Pop-Tarts? Up next, why Jerry Seinfeld is headlining the film about the tasty pastry breakfast treat.
What is your favorite flavor of Pop-Tart? We just had a big discussion here in the studio during the break. Well, this next segment makes you hungry. We completely understand.
CNN's David Daniel serves up the latest entertainment news in our Hollywood Minute.
In the early 1960s, the American morning was defined by milk and cereal. And the two undisputed giants of the cereal world were Kellogg's and Post.
Major news from the breakfast world. The Post Cereal Company has reportedly invented a shelf-stable fruit pastry breakfast product.
No.
Yeah.
Boy.
Pop-Tarts fanatic Jerry Seinfeld stars and makes his directorial debut with Unfrosted. The comic cast includes Melissa McCarthy, Jim Gaffigan, Amy Schumer, Fred Armisen, and Hugh Grant. Unfrosted pops up on Netflix May 3rd.
We sort of knew what to expect.
Fans of Alan Ritchson have a new project to watch for. The Reacher star is set for the sci-fi action film War Machine, about a team of Army Rangers facing an unimaginable threat.
Hey, no, look back.
The director of The Dark Knight is getting a knighthood. Fresh off their Oscar wins for Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan is set to be knighted, and his producing partner and wife, Emma Thomas, will receive a damehood. Britain's King Charles III approved the honors for their services to film. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
527, 59 degrees.
Kia is recalling more than 427,000 of one of its most popular SUVs. We're going to tell you why and which ones are affected coming up.
And ahead on GMSA at 6, a warning about your medication, how a family's quick thinking saved the life of their little girl after a prescription mix-up. Good morning to you. It is Friday, March 29th.
Thanks for joining us. It's the end of the week. We made it to Friday.
We did. Hope everybody has a great holiday weekend. A lot of people have plans, especially outdoors this weekend.
Yes, indeed. And a lot of folks taking the day off today and for Good Friday and Passion Play. It's going to be a nice day. It's pleasantly cool out there, seasonably cool this morning. Light little jackets, good idea. Also, you're going to notice just a hint more humidity, especially compared to the past couple of days. It's not overly humid, but again, you'll just notice that little extra hint of humidity out there. Temperature right now stands at 59 degrees. Dew point is at 56. So once again, now think back to yesterday. This temperature was right around mid 40s, and we had dew points that were close to that. Both of these numbers have gone up, and with those kind of running neck and neck, that's why we've got to be on the lookout for some fog out there, although that breeze is helping to prevent a lot from forming up. But we do have a little batch up there right around San Marcos, and then just a hint of reduced visibility in Castroville. So just keep that in mind over the course of the next couple of hours. Everybody is up a good 10-15 degrees compared to this time yesterday. Normal low temperature is mid 50s, so we are obviously closer to that. And of course, the humidity has come up in the overnight hours, and that will continue to get pumped on in here. But like I said, a decent little breeze in places, but where there's no wind, you'll want to watch it if there's low-lying areas, especially for that fog to form up. Oak yesterday, remember, it was up around 6,000 and almost 7,000 a few days ago, started to come back down, and then, boy, it shot up. The highest reading we've had so far this season, 72.20. Don't know about you, but wow, that's getting a whole bunch of folks with that oak out there. 73 degrees today at noon, 80 high temperature. Again, humidity is going to be okay, and we are going to have a kind of a breezy day today. Southeasterly wind 15 to 20 miles per hour with a couple of gusts. More humidity this weekend. I mean, well, overall, just basically very warm. Don't know if I should use the word hot or not, but very warm and humid going into Easter. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ. A lot of folks day off today. I'm sure roads are going to be
things looking pretty good so far, Mike. Yeah, as we start our Friday off here, and again, many people may be taking the day off, going to be heading to downtown later on, or just getting ready for the Easter weekend. As we take a look here, I-10 at Brazos, this is the eastbound lanes at Brazos. So we're still seeing this closure there at the Santa Rosa exit. That's going to be in place through the weekend, so just keep that in mind if you are going to be heading anywhere in the downtown area. The other sort of big closure that we're seeing right now is on the eastbound lanes of I-10 in Zool Road here. If you're headed out to Seguin, again, maybe some people are going to be headed out to the Houston area also for the holiday weekend, so keep this in mind. Now, hopefully they should get this all cleared out and all the construction work out of the way by later on this morning, but something to keep in mind if you're about to head out. Now, fortunately, that's not really causing too many delays for our drivers headed out to Seguin right now. As we look at our outbound traffic times right now, biggest thing we're seeing right now is Castroville, but that's usually the case at this part in the morning. Anyways, good indication that we are not seeing too much traffic or construction delays on the northeast side is right now traffic inbound from the New Braunfels area looking at 28 minutes. Remember, a couple of days ago, it was nearly an hour or so just to get in from the New Braunfels area, just to show you the amount of construction that's taking place over on the northeast side, but that is not going to be the case this morning or the rest of this weekend. So one more quick look here, I-10 at Brazos, kind of our biggest thing that we're seeing at the moment. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. A second man is in jail in connection to a drug deal that turned deadly. San Antonio police say that 26-year-old Jacob Kawazoe and another person shot and killed a man in Pearsall Park. Kawazoe is now charged with murder. The other suspect who was arrested is 32-year-old Angus Ockles Talbot. He was taken into custody Monday and is also facing a murder charge. San Antonio police say both men have criminal histories.
A former teacher at Comfort High School is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a student and giving her a morning after pill. Now, according to arrest paperwork, 38-year-old Ty Rexroad had a physical relationship with a student and was worried she could become pregnant. Investigators also believe they may have found another student who was being groomed by Rexroad. According to Kendall County authorities, more charges could be coming. Comfort ISD says Rexroad taught at the high school for 2 years, but resigned this past February.
The IRS's Criminal Investigation Unit says it has looked into tax and money laundering cases worth almost $9 billion, and more than 1,600 cases are related to COVID fraud. The agency says almost 800 people have been indicted for their alleged COVID-related crimes. More than 300 of them have been sentenced to time in federal prison. The Criminal Investigation Unit says it has a 98% conviction rate in prosecuted COVID fraud cases.
And now to a major vehicle recall. Kia is recalling more than 427,000 Telluride SUVs. Now, according to the National Highway Safety Traffic Administration, the SUV can just roll away while in park. So Telluride vehicles made between 2020 and 2023 and certain 2024 models are affected by that recall. The report says a main component of the SUV's steering wheel may have been improperly assembled on the recalled vehicles. Owners are being asked to take the SUV to a Kia dealer to have an updated electronic parking brake software installed. Kia will reimburse you for that repair.
Federal dollars now flowing into Maryland for the Francis Scott Key Bridge.
As CNN's Amy Kiley reports, the government is expediting the $60 million payment.
We've got work to do.
Now, Maryland is getting $60 million to help with that work to recover from the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse. Officials say the federal dollars are for initial efforts like removing debris and laying the groundwork for reconstruction.
We're talking 3,000 to 4,000 tons of steel that's sitting on top of that ship.
Rebuilding will likely cost hundreds of millions of dollars. President Joe Biden vows the federal government will pay it all.
$60 million is helpful, but it's really a down payment.
Biden can draw funds from the Federal Highway Administration and the recent infrastructure law. In Congress, some hardline Republicans agree the bridge holds national importance.
We have a federal interest in ensuring that we've got interstate commerce.
But they're still fiscal conservatives.
We got to see what the deal is, and obviously I believe in paying for everything as you go.
Experts say insurance companies will be on the hook for more than $1 billion. They predict years of litigation involving maritime law older than the Titanic. One legal expert says businesses that rely on the port can't recover interruption losses from the ship.
This is not just about Maryland. This is about the nation's economy.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
So spring has sprung officially, and a lot of our plants are either blooming or about to bloom.
This is a perfect indicator that it's time to plant your perennial. Sarah Costa joins us now to show us what native perennials you can plant now in your gardens. Good morning.
Good morning. And I do these segments a lot for beginner gardeners, get people excited about planting things. So I get this question a lot. What is the difference between a perennial and an annual? So perennials regrow every spring after they die off in the winter, and annuals only live for one growing season. So if you are wanting to plant long-term items in your garden, native perennials are the way to go. And here's a list of some of the big time bloomers.
Looking for plants that will survive our triple-digit heat, droughts, and freezes in South Texas that are beautiful bloomers? Don't worry, I got you covered.
Native plants aren't just survivors. They play an important role in helping out our local ecosystems and pollinators. So it's a win-win.
You want to plant them now before the triple-digit heat so they can establish strong roots. Rainbow Gardens has a large selection of native perennials to choose from. Here are some big-time bloomers. Zexmania, or Texas creeping oxeye, blooms from May to November and is a host plant for several butterflies. Butterfly weed blooms from May to September and is a host plant for monarch and queen butterflies. If you need a shrub that will also bloom, Texas sage or cenizo is your girl. They are also so tolerant to all types of weather. Esperanza is another shrub option. Warning, these guys get huge, so don't be afraid to cut them down to the ground every winter, but can bloom through the triple digits. Blackfoot Daisy, she is kind of having a moment. Great for a cottage aesthetic. Mealy Blue Sage. Honestly, most purple sages or salvias are some of the best bloomers through the heat and are stunning. When planting, don't forget to add an organic compost and to do a deep watering. I also get the question a lot, okay, like I want to plant for butterflies. I want to have a garden just full of butterflies. So Greg's Mist Flower, it didn't make the list, but I've talked about it so much. It is a purple mist flower. It's beautiful when it blooms, and it blooms for several months on end. If you go to KSAT.com on our website there, on our section, I have a story about it. And coming up at 6:30, I'll show you visuals of Greg's Mist Flower from my garden, and it's just full of all types of butterflies. Mark and Steph?
So butterfly attractants.
Yes. Beautiful for spring.
Thank you, Green Thumb. Appreciate it. 540, 58 degrees.
Up next, how a local chef is putting a unique spin on a classic menu item that you'll find at your nearest Taco Bell.
But first, outside on your Friday morning, glad you're with us. Let's take a look at live cam right now, looking back towards downtown on another cool but humid morning as we head into Easter weekend 2024. One of the most popular menu items at Taco Bell is the Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yes, and soon that menu item could change, as Avery Everett shows us. One San Antonio chef is reimagining the fast food classic.
In Jennifer Dauberton's kitchen, creativity is a key ingredient.
I'm always thinking about what would be fun to do with food.
Behind these kitchen doors at Best Quality Daughter, Dauberton cooks American classics with a twist.
The Taiwanese popcorn fried chicken, which is like a chicken nugget.
Pulling inspiration from places across the world.
Chinese influence, Taiwanese influence, Thai and Southeast Asian influence.
And cities a whole lot closer to home.
Lots of like South Texas influence, just because I've spent most of my life in San Antonio and in South Texas.
Her flair is hard to find.
I just wanted it to be like a fun restaurant that was almost of an immersive experience when you eat here.
It's gotten her repeat recognition as a 2023 and 2024 James Beard Award semifinalist.
I was always into cooking and I was always into food.
Her remixed recipes are taking her to the next level and a new chain of restaurants.
I have no idea how I got on the Taco Bell's radar.
Dauberton is one of 3 chefs across the country kicking off Taco Bell's TBX program. The goal is to support and promote emerging culinary talents. Each chef will put their own spin on the Crunchwrap Supreme.
I just want to have fun with it.
She's already come up with new flavor combinations.
Can you reveal to us what twist you're taking?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she's set to travel to Taco Bell's test kitchen this week to show off her ideas.
What are you most excited for about this entire project?
I think it'll be really fun to see it roll out.
Taco Bell has yet to announce when and where her Crunchwrap Supreme will be served, but she's using this time to refine her recipes.
My brain is always creating.
And celebrate this success.
Cheers.
Avery Everett.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
KSAT 12 News.
Congratulations. So out to sea, because a lot of foods now, they're mixing cuisines, different cultural influences on food. So we'll see what she comes up with. I mean, it could be a Taco Bell item that maybe has, some sort of Asian influence.
Yeah, I think people will like, because it's kind of familiar. Yeah, so we're looking forward to your next creation.
We certainly are. We'll try it. 546, 58 degrees.
Let's look out there with TransSky, looking over at 1604 at Petranco Road. Now at Loop 410 at Blanco Road, things are moving so far. That's good news for a Friday morning, but we are going to get a check-in with RJ very soon.
Well, it's now 5:49 on your Friday morning, and taking a quick look out here at TransGuide traffic cameras. Things looking pretty good if you're about to step outside right now and hit the roads, as we do not have any major delays or traffic accidents to let you know about at the moment. Of course, not expecting a lot more people, our usual volume of people on the roads that we usually see during this time of hour. But we'll see if things pick up here during our 6 o'clock hour. Only thing, I-10 eastbound Zoll Road, that's the one thing that you need to be aware of if you are headed out onto the far east side right now. Okay, a lot lot of people talking about construction over the past week or so. So we have some good news. We do have a closure, but it's not one that we've seen that's going to significantly cause too many delays out on the northwest side, as we are going to have the eastbound frontage lanes here of 1604. That's going to be closed starting tonight and only lasting into the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. So this closure here on the eastbound frontage road from Valero Way to the I-10 interchange, 1604, that's going to, again, close tonight at 10 o'clock and last until tomorrow morning. But other than that, everything is looking good in terms of construction this weekend, as most of the crews and TxDOT kind of take a little break during the holiday. Okay, for people that are going to be headed out, myself, I'm going to be driving up north this weekend. Here's a quick check of gas prices in the San Antonio area. We're looking at $3.01 right now. So my suggestion is to go ahead and fill up if you are headed out in San Antonio, because across the state we are looking at higher gas prices than what we're seeing here, and of course they're across the nation. $3.54 across the nation, $3.15 Texas, and $3.01 here in San Antonio. And with the influx of visitors coming in for the eclipse, they're saying it'll be smart to go ahead and fill up late next week.
Oh, yeah.
In anticipation of the eclipse coming up a week from Monday.
Just because there's going to be a lot of people lining up, so forth. But yeah, I was taking your cussing.
You're pointing at RJ.
Well, this was when I had to fill up my tank because we had given, which was about a week or so ago.
I got you, man.
And gas prices were higher, and now they've come down again.
You want to deal with him, you got to deal with us too.
Oh, yeah. It's not RJ's fault.
I'll just go up here and walk away. So anyway, take a look at this picture. No, I don't. It's not your fault, RJ.
Aww.
You're just the messenger in this case.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Hey, I love this picture. Making holiday buñuelos, been family tradition for years, and making Easter ores. Got the idea to decorate buñuelos to remind everybody, and the true reason we celebrate. Those are absolutely beautiful. Oh, they're great, and they always taste so good, too. So if you are heading out today, not only hitting the road, but maybe passion play, it's pretty nice out there. I mean, we couldn't really ask for a better Friday. Humidity's a little up in places, and notice how visibility has now dropped down to 1 mile in New Braunfels. Got some fog up there right around San Marcos. Just a hint of it there at Castro. Obviously not a lot, but we're just going to have to be on the lookout for the next couple of hours because the humidity continues to kind of come on in here, and in a lot of places we've got some clear skies right now, so that lets the heat sort of escape out into space. But we've also got a little bit of a breeze this morning, so that's working in our behalf as far as not seeing a lot of thick fog. We're going to see a lot of sunshine, especially the first portion of the day, then sort of call it just a mix of sunshine and clouds. 73 at noon, and then 80 for a high temperature, with winds out of the south-southeast, 15, 20 miles per hour, and then a little bit gusty throughout the rest of today. And of course, and we keep talking about the humidity coming in here this weekend. 60 is always that threshold line. You get above that, and yeah, you notice the humidity, and it's always Sunday morning, Easter Sunday morning. Everybody's dressed up in their Easter finest and got some humidity out there, and that's going to be the case throughout the day as well as on Monday. But then, of course, it does drop down significantly with the front that's moving on through. I want to show you two different long-range computer models. Here's one that is a little more bullish, a little more generous as far as rain coming in here with that front late Monday into early Tuesday. Then we clear on out. Here's another computer model, and same timeline. It basically doesn't have anything with this front moving on through here. So this is going to be one of those kind of wait and see. Obviously, models are going to sort of focus in a little bit better as we get closer to it, but this won't be a huge rain event as we come into Monday. One thing for sure, though, that front's going to move on through, and that's going to provide some great weather. So today, 80, breezy, 82 tomorrow, 84. Basically just hot and humid on Easter Sunday and very humid on Monday. Front comes on through here, maybe even a thunderstorm or two. And then look at that, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Just spectacular weather for the middle portion of next week. More after this.
We are getting closer to the total solar eclipse, and as you know, South Texas has a front row seat. That's why KSAT has you covered for everything you need to know about the big day. And right now on KSAT.com, head to the Eclipse Authority tab for a list of events leading up to April 8th. You can also check out an interactive map that shows the complete path of the eclipse itself. Well, ahead in the next hour of GMSA and your Friday, a warning about your medications, how a family's quick thinking saved the life of their little girl after a prescription mix-up. Plus, Sarah Costa joins us more to talk about gardening and some native plants you should be putting down right now before summer arrives. And up next, opening day brought some drama in Arlington, why the Rangers needed extra innings to beat the Cubs. And checking TransGuide as we go to break right now, see how things are looking out there. Big shot at 35 in Hot Wells as San Antonio is waking up on this Friday, headed into a holiday weekend. We'll be back after this break.